What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Salute to everybody tuning in. I want to talk about Anthony Edwards. He just scored a major win in court. He defeated his aggravating, annoying, almost 40-something-year-old baby mama by the name of Aisha Howard. Aisha Howard, for over a year now, has been in and out of court. She has tried everything. She has been spying on him. She's been lying on him. She's been trying every trick she could in order to get more child support. And the crazy thing about this is the judge was tired of her nonsense and lowered her child support from $5,000 to $3,200 because the judge is sending a message. It's one heifer, you need to get a job and stop coming to court asking for money you're not entitled to. She tried to take this to California. That didn't work. Shout out to the judge. I'm pretty sure Anthony Edwards had some great attorneys because they just let her make a fool of herself. For months, this heifer made a fool of herself, and it wasn't just her, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't just her. His other baby mama, right? Should be to your left. She's a lighter complected female to your left. She helped her, or she tried to help Aisha in court, and that didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you heifers making sure that you took contraceptives or made him wear protection, you thought you were going to get pregnant by him and have his baby and be able to live off of his NBA money. Well, it looks like the court saw that, and the courts was like, oh no, we're not going to allow this. And this happened in Georgia. It's a Georgia judge. So this Georgia judge knows this. I mean, he probably, or whoever the judge is, doesn't state who it is from what I've seen in this article. We're going to get to it. But they've probably seen so many cases like this where you have women who go back and forth to court looking for more money, because they're so lazy and they don't want to work, and they expect the man that they didn't have to get pregnant by to be able to take care of them. Now, Anthony Edwards is not absolved of any accountability in this, because I know people are going to say, well, he got these heifers pregnant. Yes, he did. And that was his bad. That was his fault. Hopefully he's not doing it again. Hopefully this is a lesson learned. Wear protection. I don't care what she says, because women will lie and say that they can't, they're allergic to condoms. Y'all heard that? Well, you better find some way to make it work, or you just don't get with her. You know what I'm saying? But I think that he understands that he messed up, and I think that he understands that he may have dodged one in this situation. So I'm going to get to this article here from TMZ. It says NBA star Anthony Edwards scored a victory in his never-ending court battle with his baby mama Aisha Howard after a Georgia judge ruled on child support for their 1-year-old daughter, TMZ has learned. According to court docs obtained by TMZ, a Georgia judge ordered the Minnesota Timberwolves star to pay $3,200 a month in child support. In 2023, Anthony signed a 5-year deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves worth over $200 million. Aisha's monthly income was listed as zero. I think that's been debunked. I think she does have income. She's just hiding it. The judge noted Aisha did not appear at trial and provided no evidence to back up her claims because she's lying about having no income. She's lying. That's why she didn't appear. Per the docs, Anthony has been paying child support since January of 2025. So I think that the judge sided with Anthony Edwards due to him consistently paying child support. So that was a point for him, right? Beginning with an initial payment of $20,000, followed by $5,000 a month through the date of trial, Anthony paid a total of $110,000 in child support so far. So because He's paid $110,000. Again, that's another point for Anthony Edwards. He's been consistent with his payments. He's been handling his financial obligations. So the judge is looking at all of this. And they're saying, well, he's not doing anything wrong on his end. He's handling his responsibilities. But she's the one pushing the issue. As TMZ previously reported, Aisha filed a child support case in California while Anthony filed his in Georgia. He claimed Aisha has no ties to California despite her claims otherwise. He claimed, this is what Tristan Thompson's baby mama did. Tristan Thompson's baby mama relocated to California, for child support. He claimed she filed the case in Los Angeles in an attempt to get a higher child support award. In court, Anthony Edwards' lawyers argued Aisha kept dragging out the case and asked the judge to not allow her to file additional motions in the California case. The court ended up siding with Anthony when determining that the child support would be set in Georgia. So yeah, that's when she knew she was cooked. When are you heifers gonna stop this? When are you heifers gonna get a job? You're in Atlanta, all right? All those entrepreneur heifers who brag about how they're the most, they love to talk about how they're the most successful entrepreneur group in the country. They love bragging about those things. But when it comes to these females getting pregnant by an NBA player, all of a sudden they ain't got no income. They ain't got no employment. They don't have nothing, which we know is not true. You heifers be traveling, buying things, living a certain lifestyle, and you're just out here just being grimy and greedy and trying to live off somebody who doesn't want to be with you, who wants nothing to do with you. You're almost 40, and at the time when you got with Anthony Edwards, he's in his early 20s. You still was in your late 30s, and you're out here chasing around this 20-something-year-old NBA player for money. This is why, again, these young players need to actually listen to the vets, listen to the people who are willing to give them advice. Don't go out here having unprotected relations with these heifers, because they are sneaky and they will do anything it takes to get your money. Right? Like, look at Paul George. Paul George got a scripper pregnant. And that scripper, I believe he gave her money to have an abortion. Now, she didn't do it. And he was upset about this. And they were going back and forth to court for child support. And he said, you know what? It's cheaper to keep her. So he ended up not only staying with the scripper, he married the scripper. Be careful who you impregnate, because you don't want to end up in that type of situation. And you definitely don't want to end up the father of a child from a woman who's almost 40, you in your early 20s, and you're making all sorts of bad choices, thinking with the wrong head. If you're going to smash these chicks, wear protection. If they tell you they're allergic, then don't do nothing with them. Because that's just a trap. That's a lie. That is a straight up lie. And she fought this as much as she could, and she lost, because the judge saw through her. Everybody else sees through her. And this should be a lesson to all you heifers. Just because you think you're going to get pregnant, just because you may get pregnant by a male celebrity, does not mean you're going to get a big child support payout. Okay. And especially when you're already getting $5,000 a month. He paid child support upfront costs at the time. He paid her $110,000 in child support. I bet she saved none of it. How much of that money went to the child, y'all think? To the 1-year-old, by the way. And now it's getting lowered to $3,200, and she has absolutely nobody to blame but herself. She put herself in this situation. And again, these young professional athletes need to be careful of the type of women they are getting with. Don't let these heifers lie to you and claim that they're allergic to these condoms. That's just, a lot of them are just lying. Okay. They're, one, because they like unprotected relations themselves. And two, they're trying to get your seed. All right. That's what it's all about. So shout out to Anthony Edwards. Hopefully we don't have to hear about this case again, but this heifer is probably going to continue to try to fight this, but she's not going to win. If I'm to give her any type of advice, if I'm going to give this heifer Aisha any type of advice, I'm going to tell her, listen, you might need to go ahead and leave this alone before the judge lowers it even more. And the judge doesn't believe you have no income. Go look at your socials. You out here doing whatever. You don't seem like the type of person that's struggling. All right. You just thought that you were going to have a certain lifestyle based off his money, and you're not getting it. So let me know in the comment section. Roll me thoughts, like, video, share. Make sure y'all, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, click the notification bell, check out all the videos on the channel, and I will see y'all next one.